Good evening. Welcome to Election Night in America 2018. Tonight we have the midterm House elections between Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi and now retiring Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan. It is now time for the 7 p.m. poll closings. Out of the state of Indiana, with its 9 congressional districts up for grabs, the Republicans will retain 7 and the Democrats will gain 2. The state of Georgia, the Democrats now gaining 1, giving them 5 congressional seats to the GOP's 9. The state of Virginia, a reliably Democratic state, the GOP in the favor here, losing 1 seat, but still has 6 seats compared to the Democrats' 5. The state of South Carolina, 1 will go to the Democrats and 6 will go to the GOP. The state of Kentucky, a predominantly Republican state, 5 GOP districts staying in their column and 1 staying in the Democratic column. Out of the state of Vermont, one of the few states with a sole congressional district, this state will go to the Democratic Party. And on the current map for the balance of power, the Republicans have 33 seats with a net loss of 2 seats, and the Democrats have 15, picking up 2 seats. It is now time for the 7:30 p.m. poll closings. Out of the state of West Virginia, all 3 of their congressional districts will stay with the GOP. The GOP also in the majority out of the state of Ohio with its 16 congressional districts, the GOP with 12, the Democrats at 4. The state of North Carolina, 13 districts, the Democrats have 3, and the GOP has 10. And on the current map, the Republicans have 58 seats, and the Democrats have 22. It is now time for the 8 p.m. Eastern Time poll closings. The state of Tennessee, the volunteer state, having 7 GOP representatives, now sending them back to Washington, compared to the 2 from the Democratic Party. The state of Alabama, a predominantly Republican state, 1 seat going to the Democrats and 6 to the GOP. The state of Missouri, 2 districts going into the Democratic column and 6 to the Republican Party. The state of Mississippi, with its 4 congressional districts, 1 going to the Democrats and 3 to the GOP. The state of Oklahoma, all 5 of their congressional districts will stay with their incumbent GOP representatives. The state of Florida, 27 congressional districts. This is a state heavily targeted by both political parties. Ended up tonight with 13 Democrats, 14 Republicans, losing a total of 2 seats from the GOP. The state of Illinois, 18 congressional districts. The Democrats gaining 1, putting them at 12 to the Republican Party's 6. The state of Maryland, 8 congressional districts. The Democrats holding on to 7 and the GOP holding on to 1. The state of Delaware, another state with a sole congressional district, 1 going to the Democratic Party. The state of New Jersey, 12 districts. Now the Democrats gaining 3, one of their biggest pickups in a certain state tonight. 10 in the Democratic column, 2 in the GOP column, losing 3. The state of Connecticut, all 5 of their districts will now go to the Democratic Party. The state of Massachusetts, all 9 of their congressional districts will go to the Democratic Party. The GOP does not gain or lose any in this scenario. The state of New Hampshire, all 2 of their congressional districts will stay in the Democratic column, although one of them was hotly contested. The state of Rhode Island, another 2 congressional districts going to the Democratic Party. The state of Maine, one of the more hotly contested districts, we have 1 going to the Democratic Party and 1 going to the GOP. Another state with an extremely tied House of Representatives race from the state, 9 in the Democratic column with a net gain of 3. The Republicans, of course, losing 3, putting them at 9, giving the Democrats and Republicans both equal representation in Washington from the state of Pennsylvania. And on the current map for the balance of power, 118 congressional districts and congressmen going to Washington come 2019 from the Republican Party and 99 from the Democratic Party. It is now 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and the state of Arkansas's polls have closed. The state of Arkansas, 4 congressional districts, all going to the GOP. And not much has changed on the map. The Democrats have 99 seats, the Republicans with 122. It is now 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and stand by for a huge batch of poll closings. The state of Kansas, 4 congressional districts going to the GOP. No change here from 2016. The state of Nebraska, the Democrats now picking up 1 seat, giving them 1 statewide, compared to the Republicans 2. The state of Texas, 36 congressional districts at stake. The Democrats only picking up a mere 1, though they were competitive in a number of other GOP districts. of course, gives them 12 districts to the Republicans, 24. Louisiana, 6 congressional districts, 5 going to the GOP, 1 remaining in the Democratic column. The state of Wyoming, another state with a sole representative, staying in the GOP column. Another state, South Dakota, another GOP hold. And again, another state, the state of North Dakota, a GOP hold in the House of Representatives race. The state of Michigan, a state that narrowly voted for President Trump back in 2016. The Democrats now picking up 1 congressional district, sending a new congressman to Washington, giving them a total of 6 seats compared to the Republicans' 8. The state of Minnesota, 8 congressional districts. This is a very close state in presidential election years, but in 2018, as of today, the Democrats have a total of 7 seats, picking up 2, while the Republicans only have a mere 1. Out of the state of New York, 27 congressional districts at stake. The Democrats gaining 1, giving them a total of 19 to the Republican Party's 8. The GOP will only carry 1 district out of the state of New Mexico, while the Democrats will hold on to a total of 2. The state of Colorado, 7 districts. The Democrats now gaining 1, flipping the state from predominantly Republicans to Democrats, giving them a total of 4 congressmen to the GOP's 3. The state of Arizona, a state that voted for Donald Trump by around 5% in 2016, now sending more Democratic congressmen to Washington than Republicans, with a net gain of 1 from the Arizona 2nd District, 5 Democratic seats to the Republicans' 4. The state of Wisconsin, a state Donald Trump carried by 22,000 votes in 2016. The only seat that is flipped tonight out of the state of Wisconsin is the current Speaker of the House, is Paul Ryan's seat. He is retiring and did not choose to run in this race, and the Democrat was able to win and pick up this seat for the Democratic Party, giving them 4 seats to the Republicans' 4. And on the current map, the Republicans have 189 seats nationwide, losing a total of 19. The magic number is 24 for a Democratic win of the House of Representatives. The Democrats currently have 160, of course, gaining 19 seats. It is now 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and stand by for a few batch of poll closings. Out of the state of Montana, another state, 1 congressional district going to the GOP. The state of Utah, all 4 of their congressmen will be re-elected and being resent to Washington. The state of Nevada, 4 congressional districts. The Democrats will carry 3, the Republicans with 1. The Republicans thought they had a shot in Nevada. And the state of Iowa, a state that voted for Donald Trump more in 2016 than the state of Texas did as a whole. Well, now the Democrats carrying 1 more district than they carried in 2016, giving them a net gain of 1 and a total of 2. And the Republicans, of course, losing 1, putting them at 2. And on the current map, we have 197 seats for the GOP, a wave of red across the South and the Midwest. But if you look closely in parts of the Rust Belt and parts of the Northeast, this is where the Democrats are performing the best, and we expect them to do pretty well once the West Coast comes in. But the Democrats have 165 seats, gaining a total of 20 flips from the Republican Party. It is now 11 p.m. Eastern Time, and stand by for a huge batch of poll closings and a major projection after we call a number of these states. The state of Idaho, 2 congressional districts, the Republicans carrying both of them. The Republicans will not do so well in California as they did in 2016, with the Democrats carrying a net gain of 5, putting them at 44 seats to the Republicans' 9 seats. The state of Washington, 10 congressional districts, 7 going to the Democratic Party, gaining a total of 1. The GOP, of course, losing 1, taking them down to 4 to 3 seats in Congress. The state of Oregon, 5 congressional districts, the Democrats holding on to 4, the GOP holds on to 1. The state of Hawaii, 2 congressional districts, which has 4 electoral votes on a presidential election year. Their 2 will be awarded to both Democratic congressmen. And we now have a major projection after all of these calls, and as of tonight, when we reach January 2019, the Democrats will take control of the United States House of Representatives. They have surpassed the magic number of 24 seats when they've picked up a number of these races, which we will show you the map in just a second. Here's the map of the current House of Representatives makeup nationwide. The Democrats with 222 seats, gaining a total of 28, 4 past the magic number of 24, while the Republicans have 212 seats, expected to be 213 after we call Alaska in about 2 hours. It is now 1 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, and stand by for one call from the state of Alaska. The state of Alaska, with its sole congressional district, the GOP holding on to it, giving them a final total of 213 districts nationwide, with a net loss of 28 seats, 4 past the magic number. The Democrats retaking control of the House of Representatives for the first time since 2010, with a total of 222 seats. Thank you guys for watching this video. It took a lot of effort putting things into this video, so I apologize for the minor errors. I did see them when I was recording this video, but obviously there wasn't enough time to remake every single part, so I apologize for that, well, not in advance, but you know. So in general, I apologize for that, but overall, this election night took a lot of effort, and it was really a lot of things were different. I mean, it was very different calling the states. Obviously, you could see that there was a little bit of difficulty there. But then, on a nationwide level, it was a little different seeing the congressional districts compared to the electoral vote map. And when I filled in every single district, some of them were extremely tiny. So if I missed one, like if you see a little patch of gray, like somewhere over across the screen, don't be alarmed. I probably called it for the respective political party that it's in right now. Not many seats changed, only 28 out of 435. So not as many competitive seats as you might have thought. I didn't show a blowout for either party. I really thought it would come down to the wire, and it pretty much did. And I also didn't include any toss-up seats, so I apologize for that, because it would definitely take a lot more. This video would be a lot longer if that was included. So overall, this was the final result, combining a number of political pundits, research, and also a number of interactive websites, and the 538 congressional ballot, where it's averaged and the results are adjusted. So overall, it was just a combination of resources and my own prediction in a number of these districts. So yeah, so final 222 seats for the Democrats, 213 for the Republicans. Thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.